Well, there you go. What's this, roughly -3? So 25 Fahrenheit. It's chilly outside. Another beautiful day. And why are we looking at the temperature? Because, well, Phil is coming down and we're going to do a diesel heater in the little shed. Because I think when you've got -3, the little shed is probably -3 as well. Unless you have heating in there, and the diesel heater will probably be a slightly more efficient way of getting it warmed up. This is a terrible video. Introduction at stupid o'clock. This is just on 7 o'clock in the morning. Sunday morning, and Phil is coming down from Cambridge. The sun is coming up. As always, we have beautiful sunrises. This is the kitchen window reflecting the bricks waiting to be built. Yeah, it's going to be a nice day, as always. So yeah, let's see what we can get down to and up to today. So of course Phil has now gone and done this. He's gone and buggered off. I don't know where he is. Phil!
Yeah?
Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm just looking for things we can mount.
See all the frost on the floor.
To.
Ah, right.
We'll need like a little table or something to mount that on.
Yeah.
And we'll also want like a
I've got
bit of sleeving.
metal everywhere. There's more metal around the back there.
Is that up for grabs?
Yeah. I was going to put my cheese in there. You brought me cheese. Phil
To go
brought
with
me
your
cheese.
cheese and wine, because it's an old wine box
we
by
go.
the looks of it.
Ah,
But I think, let's have a look.
Yes.
Yes.
What you got?
Well, so
So you were looking for a table, weren't you?
Yeah.
So this is a table.
Look how well that is. The mounting plate, that's going to fit, and it's about the right length. Look at that. I mean, if you're going to build a box for it, you would struggle. You would struggle to do better.
Same size as the box, unfortunately.
So that can go that way, so that this is facing into the
shed.
So this is all. I mean, it'll be visible because it will sit on top.
But
at least all the exhaust is protected. You're not
goes out
going to
there.
accidentally A, knock it, B, burn yourself on it.
Sure.
You know, someone's getting out of bed and trying to open the window.
That's great.
So if you're happy with that, that's heater mount sorted.
I've wanted to use that box for literally years and I've never found that's the exhaust.
Check. Yeah, well, I'm just thinking, so the bottom of that's going to come out to about there.
Yeah.
So the exhaust bend Yeah, that would be fine. It is because you don't want to bend this at too sharp an angle because you need the. But that honestly is if you were building a box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that goes through the wall.
Yeah. So we'll need something to shield that. If you've
got metal. Hang on, I've got metal down there. There's loads of metal around the back. Oh, and number plates for my collection that you brought. Thanks, mate.
You could wrap one of those into a shield, but a bit of tubing would be.
Hang on. Okay, so there's steel at the back. There's a bit of steel there.
What's that?
That was going to be part of a pipe crusher.
That looks very promising.
How lucky is that?
Without being rude. So you're going to have a little bit of a gap, which you'll want because you don't want direct contact because otherwise that will get heat. Yeah. Maybe put some silicone on it just to stop.
Just stop
air and insects coming in and out.
Yep.
But yeah, just cut a length of that so that we can use that to,
cut a hole, drill a hole through the wall.
Drill a hole that will fit into in the wall.
Yeah.
Again, that can be sort of sealed in with some silicone or whatever.
Yeah, I've got specific sealer.
Yeah.
Wood frame sealer.
Perfect. And then that just gives us the outlet for that. I think you're supposed to bring fresh air in from outside.
Yeah.
So we could potentially cut a second one of those for the fresh air tube.
True.
Or
we'll have a shotgun.
Or just
exit.
Bring air in from the room.
I think recirculating the air, or recirculating the air.
There are arguments for and against.
Right.
So if you are doing that and you do get carbon monoxide, you are then recirculating carbon monoxide.
Make it quicker.
That's the idea of bringing fresh air in from outside.
Sure.
But there's enough pipe there to do two holes.
Excellent. Now that was a bit of luck finding that box.
Honestly,
I was going to try and put that box on the wall in the shed, just as a little shelf. But this is much better.
Yeah, no, that'll do the job and that'll protect the things that need protecting. Just a couple of holes in the side for the
cheese and crackers.
For that, and the only other thing then we need is for some reason they didn't include, just some screws to mount the control panel bracket to.
Just mount that against the wall.
I mean,
there is a wall of screws over there.
It just needs to be.
We'll get to that.
It's not load bearing or anything. So just a couple of short, small work.
If you look there, two things. You've got all these bottles. Thanks, Dad, for teaching us about bottles on the up there.
That looks not far
and then
off.
Down there are more.
Oh yeah.
In that box.
Here we go. Some proper little stubby
all
ones.
All sorts of sizes.
That looks probably like what we need.
I also have these little flathead jobbies where they're hidden.
Yeah, these look right.
So I've got those.
No, I think these are going to have a lower profile head.
Right.
Because you still need to be able to snap the controller in. These are just snug in the plastic. Perfect. So that I mean, 4 is overkill, but I like to over-engineer things.
4 is there for a reason.
Is there a reason why you have
hammers everywhere
next to your screw? You do know what a screwdriver is?
No,
right?
that works a lot quicker.
Just hammer them in.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. That's fine. So we can mount that as well. Done. Right, yeah. And so we just need a hole saw of about the size of that big exit pipe, which I might.
I saw a hole saw in your van.
I have.
There
might
be a hole
saw
as
well.
There's all my used drill bits, and then there's new drill bits. I might have given the hole saw away, but there are all sorts of cutting
I'll have a look.
I
think I've got a hole saw about that sort of size.
So we'll get to those in a bit.
Yeah, just go and get that in my auger.
Sure. Cool.
So yeah, drilling time.
Drilling time indeed. We've just got to watch our step on this bloody frozen floor.
You watch our step. I didn't fall over.
No, I didn't. Well, I almost did. Cheese. More cheese. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can find in my wood shop a decent drill bit that'll take a hole that size through the side of the shed. So we've got to go in here, a bit of zigzagging because vehicles are parked in such a way that they're out of the weather. Go into the woodwork shop. Another number plate gifted to me a long time ago. And the original reason for building that shed was to put this lathe into the shed where the bed now has gone. What an awesome, awesome machine. The problem with that, of course, is you have a 7-foot bed from end to end. So, yeah, from a different time, eh? when things were different. That's just by the way. Awesome lathe, called a Coronet Major for those that don't know them. Now we need to find a drill bit in my selection. I didn't bring a vernier, so we'll just do a measure up and present. And it looks like that would be almost a tight fit, so we go for the next size, which just means you need to add some. That's 40 mil. So we now have 40 mil. I don't know what that is in inches. Oh, there we go. 1 9/16, so just over 1.5 inches. And that's more than sufficient. It's obviously going to be too big, but too big is okay. Saying that, I don't know if I'll be able to run this in my drill, but I've done some weird shit, stupid stuff as well. But that might be a better bet, a better fit. In fact, it looks like almost an exact fit. If I can make this work, then I think that's going to be about as tight as it gets. Only thing is whether it's the right tool. But I think I'll take both. Let's see if I can use them. I love these. When I do candles and candlesticks, I tend to use them. Right down to this big boy. This was a game changer when I was making a lot of candlesticks for people. Look at the size of this thing. That is big. That's for a large candle. Very romantic, if you want to be romantic. On my very old Elliott drill press. Bandsaw, big industrial unit, nice tools. Phil is shouting the odds. He's looking for that piece of tubing, so I will get the tubing to him and come back in a minute. Now I just need to one-handedly put this away. Shall I answer him? Phil! Oh, look who's here.
Hello. Oh, you have walked off with a piece of tubing. I wasn't going mad.
Yes. Ah, you got a hole saw. Right.
Oh, hello.
Look at this. I also found something that fitted, but I think your fit is better. It's a safer tool.
Yeah.
With a hole saw. There you go. I think that's a much better option.
Does the job.
Look at the size of this guy that I've just rediscovered.
Ooh, yes. That's,
candlesticks I used to make with them.
Ah. Yeah, you'd want a drill press for that.
Hence this beautiful machine.
That's lovely.
Except right now this machine is short-circuiting. Hence the fact that I was trying to figure out what was wrong. I think the motor is gone, but it's all stuff that can get fixed. Right, should we go back out and
I think
drill
the
some
electrical
holes?
Connections look safe though.
That is me, man.
Really?
This is a proper electrician's
Really?
job. This is going to get the guys freaking out. As a temporary measure, when you're trying to not kill yourself and you can't be asked with a lot of crimping, there you go.
Having seen you use a table saw, that doesn't surprise me.
Hey, come on.
It frightens me.
Table
It
saw
doesn't
was worrying, wasn't it? Even
honestly, I couldn't watch it. It was bad enough until you got to the last bit, and then you started bouncing up and down
and holding it with my
and
foot.
holding it with your foot. I honestly, even just thinking about it's giving me the. Oh.
I think I was born as a gorilla, but I was meant to come out as an octopus. There you go. Right, so let's go and drill some holes.
That's going to do the job. So yeah, happy with that. Cool. Drill, screwdrivers.
All of them outside in the garage.
Happy days. I didn't want it there, so it'd, wobble too much, but.
Easy as that. I've got a file for the next job.
Yeah.
I'll do that quickly. Cool. I shall stop the machine because nobody needs to see me sanding a piece of steel.
fell off, I think.
Yeah, those belts are really fragile, and that one was already compromised.
Yeah.
Was that the piece of hose we were looking for earlier on, or not?
No, we tried that and it was...
You're allowed to swear when those cables keep bouncing back because of the cold.
That's all good.
Right, let's quickly sand this back. Oh yeah, somebody just snapped my sander. Luckily I got sandpaper, and I've used sandpaper before. It's so funny when people don't realise you can use all sorts of things to make things happen. And the next thing I want to do is I'm actually going to paint this the same colour as the walls, and then it blends in a little bit better. Not blends, but it just makes it look tidier.
Less visible.
Right, that's going to be good enough. Once you put that in there, you've got directional airflow. Get it up to your ankles or a little bit taller. What are you doing? Now, you're going to end up with about 12 strips of steel by the time we're done with this job. Have you copied that so we can make another one?
I've got a spare.
Oh shit! Right, I've got lots of Dexian shelving. Right, and you want electric.
Please.
Right. And you got glasses?
I have.
Safety thingamabobs? All yours. Off you go. What's wrong? Anyway,
just
stop. Right, let me do the fingertip test. See if it cuts my fingers.
Yeah, will do. You need to follow it first.
It's so funny that we file them to take the edge off, and then we test them with our fingers, so we don't see if we're still going to cut ourselves. That was funny. That over it as well.
Just to really sharpen the edge so it cuts like a knife.
Yeah. That feels good.
Yeah. Right,
all yours.
Let's try this.
Next job.
727 times.
Yeah, that's the thing is the next time you fit one, you'll really know how to do it.
Well, honestly, it's because this plate doesn't fit the castings of the thing, and I just think it's a shit plate.
And the plate came out the same box.
The
well, then we need to feed that back to the manufacturer.
Yeah,
easy.
And to be fair, when I had the issue with the exhaust and the Maxpeedingrods, they just sent a new one out.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I said look and showed them the photo, they would have sent a new one out. We don't have the luxury of that time.
We just feed them back and nothing. Nothing aggressive about it, just so that they can improve their product even more.
I mean, the problem is, bottom line is it's cheap because it's Chinese made, and quality control is what quality control is. They're not.
Yeah.
But no, that's the first time I've had that issue.
Sure. Right, I'm just going to go paint some stuff quickly. What's the temperature now? Oh, look at that, it's warmed up. Where do we get the temperature? Just about there. Just it's above freezing. There you go, 0-ish. It's all good. Much fun. Everything is frozen.
It's annoying as anything.
Trying to get that to seat, and it's not happening. This has taken us 15 minutes. We've not yet fetched tap and dissect to try and recut that, because I don't believe that's the answer.
I'm not sure that it isn't. It's that edge there that's...
We've been at it with the sharp knife, just taking the casting marks out of it. That didn't work. Now trying to open that thread.
problem is you still got that in the. We haven't been in the centre of the thread, and
it's got all the casting.
And you can feel it catching on the casting because the first couple of turns are fine.
Yeah.
But I think
although they look skew width, but I don't think they are. That little gold pump is quite fascinating. I love that. Must be expensive.
Yeah, the rest of the heaters are £5. That's a solid gold pump for 100 quid. I don't know if this will make any difference, but
fingers crossed. It'd be impressive if it does. As always.
that feels better anyway. Try the same on its corresponding opposite.
For those that don't understand, there's a casting right in the middle of the tank. And unfortunately that follows through on the whole thread. So it's two halves of the half. See, in metal, it's easy. You take a little triangular file, a small little file, and you just file the thread right. This is different. Certainly catching wherever you're going in there.
It's not made it any worse anyway. Let's see if we can.
It works. Right, I'm going to go into the garage and take it with me, and take the tap and die, so you can see if I can just thread it out.
All yours. I think that's all it needs is a thread opening up.
Yeah, because it's certainly not happened so far.
No.
The dust.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to push it back in and you'll be able to pull it back.
Yeah, I can.
You'll notice Phil has cut the pipe, this is the sleeve for the exhaust, at the same angle as the angled boards. This is very considerate for my OCD and any of my viewers like Craig.
Hi, Craig.
It's best to pull it out and then shove it back. Do you want me to help with that, or can I just watch and comment and
Oh, crikey.
criticize?
I hadn't realised
Right.
you cut quite as big an opening on that.
I like a big opening. It kind of makes life easier sometimes. Cool. Gloopy, gloopy, gloop.
Not
And
really.
I've actually got enough of it to... Do you want me to sit?
No, if you were really
inside?
OCD, you'd have some rubber gloves in your pocket.
Right. Why would that be? Because that's horrible stuff, that black stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't come off anything and anywhere. Which is why I let you do the job, of course. Eh?
Yeah, it's a little bit dried up in the tube, so it's not.
Oh, it's a little bit...
I mean, it will seal, but it's where you can see it's.
That's just what came out the front of the nozzle after I'd cleared the nozzle from the last time's use. That should be right, eh?
We'll see.
So if you want something different, let me know, and I'll call a different tradesman.
It's just whether that will. You bastard.
Just push it from the front. Literally, just touch the front end of it. Or you want it to do that. Okay. Now this is going to take about 6 weeks to dry, I suspect. I mean, it's just how Murphy works.
Yeah.
That's what people forget. It's all the little jobs and finishing jobs that take time and kind of get in the way almost. Just ignore it.
Oh, I can't just ignore it.
Why is it bothering you?
Craig's watching. He'd never forgive me.
Craig and a few others.
That's as good as I'm going to get it without
Going to
wipes or
phase
whatever.
2.
But that will do for now.
That's the exhaust. The diesel can is filled and that's waiting with its pickup. Right there.
The diesel can fit.
There's 20 litres of diesel in there. So, does it feel like 20?
Feels like 19 3/4.
You're not far wrong. It was probably 19.8 something. You want me to dig a bigger hole?
I think it will ultimately want to go over that way a little bit. You can worry about level.
Okay.
I'm just conscious of not having the exhaust too close to it.
Sure.
But
Exhaust is
should be
going to
fine.
go out that way and it goes to the right. So
And then fuel line hole about here.
anywhere you like, mate. Remember, there's a windowsill on the inside and a frame, so you've got to go just below the frame. That's probably right. Yeah. You have to go back in the videos to see where the frame sits. I don't remember. I just built it. I doubt you through. You probably hit the,
I've hit the other
through
wall.
the polystyrene,
Yeah.
and you've hit the other side wall, yeah. So just be gentle because they're only nailed in with those air nails. Gently. I think you've gone straight into the mattress.
I can see the other end.
You can see clearly now. That's a long drill, he said. She said.
Right, happy days.
Cool. Where is the flash? How the hell do I make this thing? Not giving me. Why can't I make the flash?
Yeah, it
there
is.
we go. Excellent. Right, so
Do you want to do the honours?
I think. No, I'm not too bothered about the honours because I'm trying to film this.
Okay. There's a very good chance it will fail on the first fire up
Okay.
because it's got to get fuel into everything. But power on. Oh, maybe it's press and hold. Press and hold. And it will show you that the fan is
Working.
doing its thing. You should start to hear it warm up and start doing things. I'm not sure what H3 is.
Positioning. Sorry, mate. That's where it's mounted. It's box.
To be refined. This is just a
Absolutely.
test run fit.
It's just the air intake for the minute till it takes in air from the outside. The exhaust is going straight up, as you can see. And of course the blower comes down here and blows in under the bed out into create basically a bit of a turbulence, which means that the whole room will get warm.
Right. Pump is now bringing fuel in. And it is quite loud. So it probably wants mounting somewhere differently. This is feeling good. You can hear the Venturi going on.
My bare feet will tell me in a minute whether there's anything happening.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Looking very promising. Not yet. Oh, no.
Plane wanting to take off.
Yeah. vaguely not cold air coming out. And that is a successful burn. It's starting to be generated.
Tone of your fingers has changed.
You should be able to feel that on your feet by now, or not quite?
Not quite. But it's definitely warm air. I can feel it there. Whoop whoop.
Blow plug is out. So that is combustion happening. Happy days. It
Good.
works. Job's a carrot. Right, let's go and check your CO meter. So this fire up was from the remote, so the remote we know works.
Oh,
So you've got your little up and down buttons. So if I go up, you should see H3 on there, change to H4.
is that H for heat?
That's for, so it's got a manual mode and an automatic mode.
Yeah.
So this is just you going up the heat settings. So the bigger the number, the more the heat. So H4, I don't know what the maximum is, H5, H6. So 6 is the most, 1 is the least, so I'll just cycle through them. You can put it on a temperature mode, it's all in the manual, I'll leave you to read
Do
that.
not read.
Yeah, but that's basically working. So you've got on, off, up, down from the remote or from the unit itself. It's got a nice little cover on it so you can't accidentally hit the buttons, but when you're in bed and it's too hot or it's too cold, you don't have to get out from under warm covers to deal with it all.
So Phil, I guess we can probably give you one of these now. Boom. Well done. Thank you.
I've rested your carbon monoxide alarm right down by the unit itself.
Okay.
So just in that corner. Again, it needs, you just see it down there.
Yeah.
So that will need mounting. It's got the wall mount plate on it. So mount that where you see fit. And let's just go and, well, once that's, well, let's go and have enough that you can just about see your breath still, and you're not, there's nothing, you know, you'll feel the heat coming out of it.
Yeah.
But you can't, you know, you can't, it doesn't smell of diesel, there's no smoke.
No, there's no smoke.
That's a good clean burn. Again, let's have a look at the ppm. Bang on the, so you're looking at, as my handy label says, less than 30 ppm, and even right at the,
It's under 20.
right at the exhaust of it. So that's safe.
13, it's going down in fact. So obviously as it's becoming more efficient because it's still warming up.
Yeah. But, so that's really good. That's a really good burn. So we are happy with that.
Diesel filter is in. 20 litre jerry can, happy. I'll tidy this all up tomorrow or the next day when I'm in the mood.
Yeah. But again, if you wanted to, that can be mounted on a something,
Yeah.
and then you can extend that round and out.
That'll happen. For now, it was all about getting it fitted.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I mean that's vulnerable
Installed.
as it stands, but
For sure.
but
well, if the foxes need to bite it and they need to chew it, eh?
they won't enjoy it.
Now, there's a lot of heat there.
Well, that's what I was saying. You know, it's. I see the logic in why people put radiators on the end of the exhaust to
Shall we-
recoup some of that heat.
Group photograph. Idiots.
Completed. It's warmer tonight than it was this morning.
I know, yeah.
I mean,
it's
that's-
probably about 2 degrees Celsius now.
We've lost the light, but it's a lot
But
warmer.
they said it was going to get a bit better.
So-
Yeah, so this is relatively loud to my ear holes, but then I am reasonably sensitive to hearing.
Yeah, again, this is still on full. I'm going to heat the room. We've also got
Yeah.
it on setting 5 or something.
It's,
Just to give it a good burn. once it's, in fact, we'll put it on something like 3, close the door, come back in 20 minutes, and you'll hear a tangible difference. But even now, I'm guessing if we went in, that pump won't be clicking as frequently as it was.
Sure. Yeah.
Because that's badly down to the levels.
So that is the diesel heater in. There's still a whole lot of fine tuning to be done, including rerouting everything to the right places, getting that jerry can protected. But for now, I'm as pleased as punch. I think this is a really, really good result. And anyone who wants to sleep in here, stay in here, etc., will probably be a whole lot happier. So yeah, last walk back in here again. Who's this? There he goes, George. Showing me his bum, stretching.
Just turned it down to heat 3, and you can already, it's
gone quieter.
It's already quietening down, slowing down.
Just quick last look. Then I'll tidy all of this up and clean it up tomorrow morning. I can't be bothered now. But heat setting 2, and it's gone quiet. I think what's more important is the fact that my feet are already toasty. We've got the pump, that's just the air intake for now. It's going to go out the back there and pick up fresh air. The wine box doing a good job. Diesel coming in through the wall. The exhaust actually goes out down there. You can see outward, ground level, and then of course the alarm, so as not to poison yourself, and the power unit. Power unit, I think I'm going to mount up on the wall here. That's probably the best place for it, just simply out the way. So yeah, what a result. Uh-oh. There's a drink in there if you want to drink.
No, it's alright, I was just checking.
You're looking for all the stuff.
No, so this is your stuff.
And my gifted knife, which I'm so chuffed about. I need to pay you a penny for that. Otherwise we cut up the friendship.
You need to open a bottle with it.
Ah.
And it's quite a nice, so that's
lovely.
That's the lanyard thing, but it's also a flat screwdriver and a bit of a pry bar.
Sure.
And as I say, the one-handed opening isn't all that smooth, but you can one-handed open it.
Yeah, I think that's a nice little knife.
It's just that nice 2-finger grip, and it's just
so you can stick it between the ribs.
Yep, and it's just usable. I really like them.
Nice tool.
As I say.
For sure. Thanks, Phil.
That will smooth up, I'm sure, with the opening and closing action.
And I suppose that's just about the end of our little movie. This little guy was meant to be part of the whole show, but he never made it past the casting couch. I guess he wasn't putting out enough. Well, there goes Phil. I guess that means that the job's done. It's a bit dark now because it's after hours. Don't know what the time is, Phil. But Phil's going to go for a pee. I'm going to go back in here quickly and just do a final test run of this little heater. Obviously take my shoes off because they are muddy. We have the hand wash basin. We have the privacy urinal, as we've mentioned before. I'll close that up, then it's shut. Let's see, bit of privacy. And then on this side, we have a control unit. Got that down there. All happy. The little power source is down there somewhere. And the carbon monoxide monitor. I will use the remote to start this up with. As you can see, really useful little thing to have in bed, although saying that there's 3 foot between the pillow, or 4 foot between the pillow and the main control unit. So what I'll do is I will hit the on button over here, like that, and then hopefully it'll start. You'll see the glow plug come on there. I'll think about it for a minute. can hear it in the background blowing. Pump ticking away.
I love that you got the heating on and the door open.
Ah, thanks for telling everyone. Now the world knows I'm not very bright. Right, that sounds like it's running, eh?
Sounds good.
I'll just give it a minute or two to run. Page 3. Take it to 4. Take it to 5. Take it to 6. Top heat setting. That's actually really, really warm, and it warms up the space very quickly.
I think on 6 it would probably take 15 minutes to get this even from completely cold to comfortable.
Sure. You can even see now this room shows that 16 degrees. So actually, with us working here and having had that oil-filled heater on today, it's been pretty good.
Well, I switched the oil heater off before we fired this one up.
Right, so that's an hour ago.
We could get an idea of that. The door is open and has been open with us coming and going, and so that's partly because it's well insulated. But like I said, a 2 kilowatt heater in a space like this is
not overkill, but it's adequate. It's like a Rolls Royce.
It's more than adequate, and actually with these, if they're not burning hot and fast for at least some of the time, they sit up. So if you put a 5 kilowatt in a space like this, it wouldn't need to work at all to get it hot.
Sure.
So it would probably come up. So 2 kilowatts the right choice.
I think it's the right choice.
Absolutely,
as well,
100%. I know there was a question mark in your mind, but
no, there was never a question mark.
This
in
is
my
where
mind.
the advantage of having done a few of these is good. But no, it's a lovely space. It's.
So do you approve of my woodwork shed that isn't a woodwork shed anymore, actually, Phil?
Absolutely. It's quirky, it's kind of weird, it's random, it's
big enough, I think. I could live in this space, honest.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I have lived in a space not very different to this. A little bit bigger, but it had a kitchen.
Sure.
But as a bedroom living quarters, I've lived for a year in a space this size.
Yeah.
Without ever feeling cramped.
So what I'm going to do now is power off, which will mean that it'll power down as well. And let's see how that goes.
If you press it on enough.
You got to hold it.
Yeah, a second or so. You'll see it as soon as it says off.
There we go. My feet are still toasty and warm.
And the door is still open.
I'm sorry. You're never going to forget that, eh? Kick me in the ribs. Thank you.
We started off with, shall we put a radiator in to maximise the heating efficiency? And here you are putting the heater on full chat with the door open.
With the door open, yeah. That's
More,
just so
more education needed.
That's so my cat can come in. George likes being everywhere. He's involved.
He's been absent today. I'm being surprised.
He's been sleeping on the couch indoors, but he's been sleeping at the couch at the back door. So he's kept an eye on us.
Yeah, he's done his cat scan.
Plus, he had dinner about an hour ago. When I went and fetched the diesel, I gave him food. And the minute he's had food, he doesn't care about anyone. He's out of here. Cool. So that thing has a cooling cycle, which is going through now to protect itself. This is really good. I'm very pleased. And at that point, I don't know.
Cool.